I mean, you have several other choices, but you chose to be here in the association of devotees and spend your evening. So, thank you and congratulate to all of them. In this assembly, there are many senior devotees I see. So, I want to beg their blessings that I can speak something meaningful. And translate my message properly. And I also want to beg their mercy. If I make any mistake, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive me. Hare Krishna. So we are going to discuss about Bhagavad-gita chapter 1. The lessons from Bhagavad-gita chapter 1 and what are the relevancies of that summary to our life. Now, the reason for choosing the topic is mainly because this month we are celebrating Gita Jayanti. This whole month we are celebrating as a Gita Jayanti Mahotsav, because right in about 8 days, that is December 14th this year, that is Ekadasi, Moksada Ekadasi, I guess, right? Moksada Ekadasi. So right on that very same day, Lord Krishna spoke Bhagavad-gita to Arjuna. Arjuna was in so much dilemma and confusion that how to deal with the situation and how to overcome the grief. How can I fight with my family members? So the entire Gita was recited on that very pious land, Kurukshetra. So, repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 So we are going to recite this first verse of chapter 1. And then we'll go into the discussion of the summary. Call and response fashion. Dhritarashtra uvacha Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yutsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. So Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? So this question Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjaya. Now, taking all of you back a little bit into the past, that why they are into this situation and what is the cause that this war is going to happen. So Lord Krishna went to assembly of Kauravas with the Santi Prastav, the mutual compromise between Pandava and Kaurava, and asked them that can you at least give them 5 villages so they can survive. And that was the last resource that they were asked. Kaurava were asked that if you don't want to do if you don't want to give out to them anything, not the kingdom, not the wealth, at least give them 5 villages so they can survive in their life. And Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, they, with the evil-minded, they will say, no, that is not possible. We are not even going to give them a tip of a land. We don't want them on that land. And that was the final resource that for sure the war is going to happen. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadavayam Radhujya Padantikam Vande Shri Guru Shri Uddhava Shri Guru Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sarvadhyam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakha Mitamsra He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Maharani Adi Nivameshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Achakalpatarubhasya Pipasi Duryavacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, chapter 1 is mainly separated by 4 sections. They are divided into 4 different sections. There are total 42 verses in there, and there are certain verses falling in different categories. So, and these are the categories: that preparation for the war, signs of victory, Krishna as Bhakta Vatsala, and Arjuna's doubt. So, preparation of war. If we read the translations of chapter 1, verses 1 to 13, they are the primarily verses. They are talking about Yudhishthira running around in the battlefield and making sure that my army is in place and my soldiers are ready to fight. They are not distressed, or they are not having any issues fighting with Pandavas, because in that army he was having Bhishma Pitama, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, and so many other Yuddhas. They were also the well-wishers of Pandava. So Yudhishthira, in his mind, he wanted to make sure that all of the soldiers are ready to fight and are not backing off for whatever reason. So there was innumerable soldiers. They were assembled in the war on their side. We know that Duryodhana had a very deep-rooted material aspirations. He was always thinking about how can I have the entire kingdom, no one else. So he was busy firing his army and making sure and making sure that his his army is ready for this fratricidal war. So, as we know his nature, he was blinded by greed, envy, and material desire. He was always under the I, me, and mine concept. He was never there in his life. He never shared anything with his cousin person. So he was always under this my concept. I want everything. He was always under anxiety, and especially while being on that war front, he was frustrated because he, in back of his mind, he knew that first of all, this war is inevitable, number one, and the second thing, he knew that he is going to lose this battle. He was not saying that out loud to his army or anyone else, but deep in his heart, he already had that not decided, but he had a deep realization that no, this is a loser game. If we see these names that in Mahabharata or in Bhagavad-gita, Dhritarashtra or Duryodhana, Yudhishthira, if we go follow the Sanskrit words and see the names, they are sort of a meaningful names. Like Dhritarashtra, Dhritarashtra, the word is made with two different Sanskrit words, which is Dhrita and Rashtra. Dhrita means something who is holding it tightly, doesn't let it go. And Rashtra is a kingdom. So Dhritarashtra, he was sitting on the throne. He did not want to go. He is not willing to leave, and he is not going to leave the kingdom easily. Duryodhana, that name is made with the two Sanskrit words, Dur, Yodhana. So when sometimes we say that Durguna, so it's bad quality. Similarly, Dur is a bad, Guna, quality. So Duryodhana, Yodhana is a fighter. So from his name, in his family, whoever gave his name to him, Duryodhana, by birth, he was a bad fighter. And there are several pastimes, several incidences where he was failed while he was fighting. Example of Yaksa, fighting with a Yaksa, they bound him, and then Pandava went there and fought Yaksas and relieved him. So bad warrior. And perfect example is he was an enjoyer of the material senses. He was always putting the principles. He was always putting the pleasure and material enjoyment before the principles, the dharma. And at the same time, if you see Yudhishthira, the name is consists of two Sanskrit words, Yudhi, Sthira. So Yudhi, somebody who is means a war, and Sthira, somebody means who is very stable in his life, stable in the battle of his life. He was making decisions with a peace of mind. He was never agitated. Somebody who is with a sthira mind. He was a Yudhishthira. So Yudhishthira, we know that he is a Dharmaraj. He always put dharma before any pleasure. He makes all the decisions or whatever he gives out as a decision. They are based on the dharma, never against the dharma. And that is how they were on the side of a victory. They were always on the winning side because they were following the Dharma. They were not cunningly snatching anything from anybody. So this is preparation that is being happening in the field of Kurukshetra. Next is signs of victory. So verses 40 to 20, they talk about how they represent that Pandava's victory is for sure. They are that sure that they are going to be the winner and going to get the kingdom. So, from the previous section, we said that with a able-minded Duryodhana, he was totally a boastful person. He was aware that the result of the war is ambitious, and this confrontation he cannot avoid. So Pandava knew that this war is inevitable, but at the same time, there are so many signs that they were having on their favor. They were pure, righteous, and this pureness and righteousness, they are always on the victorious side. When somebody is pure, like our acharyas, they have pure love for Godhead. They can never fall down in their spiritual path. They can never fall down to the material world. They are always victorious in their sadhana. So similarly, somebody who is pious, pure, they are always victorious. In spite, if they have a stack of problems, they are in front of them. They are always victorious. Like we know that Ata Vyavastita Drastva Dhartarashtra Kapitvaja. So Kapitvaja, Hanuman is in the flag of chariot of Arjuna. That is the sign of victory. Madhava, Krishna himself is on the side of Pandavas. Madhava, the husband of goddess of fortune. So, as we discussed in previous section, that in Sanskrit there are meaningful names. See, in Vedic culture, everything was everything what was there was having some meaning. For example, whatever council they were having their names. They were not like council number 1, council number 2. They had a specific name of that council. Right? Panchajanya, Rishikesa, Devadatta, Dhananjaya. So even the council had a name. So this is completely against the impersonalism. They were having a personal relation with the objects. So very much like they were having relation with human beings, the objects that they were having, they had a personal relations with them. So this is the signs of victory that we see in these verses 14 to 20. Then we go to the third section in this chapter, which is verses 21 to 30. And in those verses, Krishna is described as a Bhakta Vatsala. So Krishna, who is a supreme personality of Godhead, he decided to be a charioteer, a driver of Arjuna's chariot. In this, if we take an example in this material world, who wants to be a subordinate of anybody? Even if we talk about a corporate world, if somebody who is hired very recently, and we think about that, without any knowledge or any information about that person, if that person starts ordering us, we think about that. Oh, I don't want to be subordinate to you. Why would I? I don't know you. Unless I know your qualification, or unless I know that you are being hired at such a position, I am not going to be a subordinate to you. But Krishna, in spite he is a supreme personality of Godhead, he accepted that, okay, I am going to be a charioteer in that war. I will be driving your chariot. So he became a servant of his devotee. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktya pranasyati. Bhagavad-gita 9.31 says that, O Kaunteya, declare it boldly that my devotees never perishes. Lord Krishna will never have his devotees fall down. He will make sure that his devotees' words becomes right. We know Prahlad Maharaj's pastime when he said that when his father asked him, do you see a Lord in this pillar? Where is your Lord? Where is he? Prahlad Maharaj said, he is everywhere. Hiranyakashipu said, he's asking, is he in this pillar? And Prahlad Maharaj said, yes, he is even in this pillar. So Nrsimhadev manifested in that pillar, made his words true. So he is going to make sure that his devotees' words becomes true. We see that he, the Supreme Lord, Krishna, he gives more importance to devotees' words than his own reputation. He took a vow. He took a vow before the war started. He took a vow that he is not going to pick up a weapon. But we know that when Bhishma, the super powerful warrior, when he started attacking Arjuna, Krishna abolished his own vow. He did not think about his reputation, that, oh, I took a vow. What everybody is going to think about me. Oh, this is a supreme personality of Godhead. He took a vow and now he is breaking his vow. Krishna doesn't care about that. He wants to protect his devotees. On the other hand, Mayavadi thinks that, oh, Krishna is like an autocratic tyrant. He always wants to rule this world, the world here and the world up there. So everywhere he wants to rule. No? So, but Krishna is completely thinking differently about his devotees and make sure that his devotees, they are protected. Sisi Govardhan ki jai, Sisi Lakshman Ram ki jai, Sisi Gopal ji ki jai, Srila Prabhupada. So, just like Arjuna was in a dilemma and he was on a war field with a downside. He in these verses, I think verse 21 or 21st or 22nd, he is asking Arjuna to take his chariot in middle of the army because he wanted to see who is there from the Kaurava side to fight. Bhishma Drona Pramukhata Sarvesam Mahiksitam. Sarvesam cha Mahiksitam. So Krishna is very smart if you think about. When Arjuna asked Krishna that take my chariot in middle of the army, I want to see who is on the other side, who is there to fight with us. And Krishna could have taken the chariot in front of any warrior, but he took in front of Bhishma, Dronacharya. They are his own kinsmen, Arjuna's own kinsmen, and Arjuna was bewildered by seeing them. How can I kill my own kinsman? Right? So, similarly, Krishna puts us into a situation. For example, in our own life, for students, if they are in 8th, 9th grades, they are going to have a problem. Krishna is going to put them in a situation, or Krishna is going to give them a problem of their own grades, like 8th or 9th grade. He is not going to give problems of a college or the elementary school. No? So similarly, in our life, like for example, in chanting, we have a problem. Somebody may not properly chanting his 16 rounds. So Krishna gives different opportunities that associate with your like-minded devotees, join the morning japa calls, and different situations. He gives opportunities to deal with the problem. So similarly, he also helped Arjuna because if he would have taken the chariot in front of any warrior, Arjuna would be powerful than the warriors that the chariot was standing there, you know. So, but purposely, he took the chariot in front of powerful yodhas. So Arjuna gets little bit of boost that how to fight with my own family members. So the fourth section is Arjuna's confusion. So in this situation, after seeing that okay, Dronacharya, my own grandfather, who is worshipping, they are in front of me, I have to fight with them. He was shattered. He was shattered on his chariot, and he fall down. and his Gandiva fall down from his shoulder. His Gandiva slipped from his hand. Gandivam samstate hastat. Bhagavad-gita 1.29. His Gandiva literally slipped from his hand, and he was nervous. At the same time, he was confused that what do I do? Because he was considering their family member as Arjuna was seeing his family members on a bodily platform. Like he was having a compassion towards his family members. He was thinking that how can I kill somebody? He was not thinking about the soul within him. And later on, Krishna gave him a knowledge in the next chapter. He gave an Atmagna. He gave him an Atmagna that how your body is different than the soul. They are not their body. You are not your body. You are the soul. They are the soul. So if you are killing that body, you are not killing the soul. So don't compare them as a body, and you don't have to show a compassion towards that body. Arjuna was thinking that if I kill them, how am I going to enjoy? I will have nobody after killing them to enjoy it. In this material world, normally what happens is when somebody is victorious, they want to enjoy, they want to celebrate their victory with their family, friends, colleagues, congregation members. But Arjuna was confused. He was thinking that how am I going to enjoy? I cannot enjoy after I kill them. I'm going to get sin if I kill them. They are my own kinsmen. They are at the level of my worship. I cannot. They are my teacher. They are my grandfather. They are my family. I cannot kill them. I'm going to get a sin if I kill them. He thinks that, oh, if I kill them, if I kill all the Kshatriyas, there won't be any man on this earth. There will be destruction of family tradition. Kulakshaya. And unwanted progeny. There won't be man in the society to protect the woman in the society. So there will be unwanted things going to happen in the society, and the dharma is going to destroy. I cannot kill them. And considering all that, he thought that I am completely indecisive. I cannot decide anything. Now, this particular area, the second chapter starts, but we can think about that Arjuna, he was thinking out loud that if I kill them, there will be a bloodshed all over, and there will be a victory. I'm going to be a victorious with a tainted blood. The victory will be tainted with the blood. I cannot win this. Now, if we compare those confusions with our life, day-to-day life, we ourselves thinks that, oh, I should be compassionate about my body, my own body. How can I wake up in the morning? Somebody who is in Krishna consciousness, they have to follow the four regulative principles. They have to wake up in the morning, finish their 16 rounds, no meat eating, and so many other things. So somebody said, how can I be compassionate about my own body? I cannot wake up in the morning. Let me sleep in the morning, rather than waking up. So they want to, just like Arjuna was compassionate about his own body, we think about our body that, okay, no, we don't want to wake up in the morning. And before coming to Krishna's consciousness, we think that, oh, we were enjoying a lot. After coming to Krishna consciousness, oh, all our enjoyment, they are gone. We were having parties and we were going to have get together with friends, and different things were happening outside Krishna conscious environment. But thinking about those itself puts us down in our spiritual progress. When somebody who is in Krishna consciousness, they have a different kind of enjoyment, getting association with their congregation, their friends, and the congregation itself becomes their own family. So similarly, somebody who is pre-ISKCON, they were worshipping demigods. They were thinking that, oh, I have to only worship Krishna now. If I don't worship demigods, I'm going to I will be sinful if I don't worship the demigod that I used to worship prior coming to ISKCON. So some of those points that we can correlate with our day-to-day life. So Krishna has given us a very nice song in the form of Bhagavad-gita, which we are going to recite on the Moksada Ekadasi, December 14th, right here in the temple. All 700 verses we are going to recite. That is about 3.5 hours. That starts in the evening. Whoever has not attended in the past, I highly recommend that, because when you start attending those, because think about that generally in our Indian community, we think that we have a I know problem. If somebody says that in the book distribution or preaching, Prabhu, do you want to have a Bhagavad-gita? Oh, I have it. I know all the verses, I know Bhagavad-gita, I know Mahabharata, I know everything. So I know disease is there common in Indian community. So sort of, I know all the verses, but at the end of the day, they never open the Bhagavad-gita and stays as it is, as Prabhupada said, Bhagavad-gita as it is, that stays as it is on the bookshelf. But this is a nice time that is happening in the association of devotees, where we recite all 700 verses, and you won't even realize, because you get the whole idea of what exactly happened on that day by reciting those 700 verses. So very nice. And if you put that in the spiritual aspect, for example, if you want to go from one point to another point, if you want to drive our car from point A to point B, we use GPS, right? So similarly, in our spiritual life, we should also use GPS, because from this point, if you want to go to that point, we need a GPS. And what is that GPS? Guru Parampara system. Unless we connect to the Guru Parampara system, we cannot travel from point A to point B. So that is the connection that we should have with our Guru Parampara, and we should try to use our GPS in that. So with that, I will conclude my discussion. Thank you very much. I'm sure that we already ran out of time, and I don't want to be in between Prasadam and you. So, but if there is any question or comment or correction, I would request that.
Okay, so wonderful summary of chapter 1 Bhagavad-gita by Vipin Vihari. Prabhu, please give him 3 loud Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Just one quick announcement. We need help with the upstairs cleaning after prasadam. If anyone, we need 2 or 3 people. If anyone's free to help for about 15-20 minutes, please just come to me and just let me know. Okay, thank you.